I believe that fighting congenital heart disease requires a concerted effort by everybody put together. The important piece that has always been missing has been the patient and the family.
The medical professionals bring the expertise that's important to know what decisions should be made, but the parents bring their passion, and they know their kid. They know what their child needs. And then the patients, it's important that they bring their experience and share what's really going to work in everyday life.
It's important that patients, families, and medical providers collaborate, because that is the way we really get things done as a group.
This collaboration has led to the development of the Guided Questions tool, a resource developed by the patients and the medical professionals that allows patients and families to ask the right questions to determine the best course of care.
By collaborating with medical centers in their local communities, state chapters provide Conquering CHD kits to families and patients in the hospital.
When we were inpatient right after Miles was born, we received a Conquering CHD kit, and it came to our room in a beautiful canvas bag, and the Guided Questions tool was inside of the Conquering CHD kit, and it kind of felt like it was sent to us in a very serendipitous moment. We were very thankful to have gotten that. Within the Guided Questions tool, a huge topic was about transparency and outcomes for our center. And I remember asking the surgeon about the success rates and some of the risks that came with it. And actually one thing that we found out through asking that was that the particular surgery that he was about to perform hadn't been as successful just 15 years prior. So even though we might not have normally asked the question, we found out an answer that really impacted us.
When your provider gives you a guided question tool and he says, look at the questions there, and please ask me those questions, because I want you to know the answers to those questions as we go on this journey of congenital heart disease cure together, it puts them in a different platform. It suddenly gives control back to the families who deserve it in every way, form, and fashion.
Our patients and families continually ask for more information and to be fully engaged in healthcare decisions. We've developed tools to help them make the best decisions.
Another way we are achieving transparency is with the hospital navigator. So parents and caregivers will be able to go online and see what hospitals are near them, and then they can kind of look over to see what place may fit their needs best.
It is a first of its kind, compiling surgical outcomes from hospitals across the country and presenting it in a format that patients and families can easily understand.
That is a tool that a family in a very rural community can access just as easy as someone who lives in an urban area.
Transparency to me was hugely important. It literally meant life or death for my son. Once we were able to get to a hospital that understood this and thrived in transparency, my son was able to thrive.
We can't move forward if we don't share what information crosses every avenue. You need medical facilitators to talk to families. You need a parent to be able to talk to another parent. You need to have a patient meet a patient. You also need all of those people to talk to your lawmakers so they can make sure that we get the research funding that we need, make sure that all of the policies are in place so that these hospitals are transparent with one another and they share their information, and that each of these parents know where they can go to get this information for their children. Patients can get the right information as well from all of their medical providers.
Each year, patients, families, and medical professionals advocate together for increased federal research funding in Washington, D.C.
And so I want to be in D.C. to advocate for the funding that we need to find more cures.
State chapters host educational events. We include local doctors. We also provide inpatient meals to families in the hospital, and we host social events for families outside the hospital so they can relax and just be a normal family.
The care bag that we received was a blessing in itself. Ryan was so thrilled with Echo the owl. She slept with Echo every single night, and she still sleeps with him in her crib every night.
I started our chapter because I don't want parents to feel like they're alone. I don't want a single heart family to feel like they are isolated and that they are walking this road by themselves. Because it is too hard. With the life we live with our kids is too hard not to have a support system that really understands what's going on.
We're working as an organization to fill the gaps in resources available to teen and adult patients and through the process of transition. I'd like doctors to understand that we're not just another adult who's sick, that we've spent our lives in and out of hospitals, and that's why transition into adult care is so important.
People should turn to us because this is a place where you will find a community that is here to support you, that is here to walk this CHD life with you. And this is why it is so important to be able to connect with others so you can educate yourself, give yourself knowledge, and become a voice.
Now is the time to use your voice to fight for those who are living and those who we've lost to CHD.